What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Ohtani just created a new 50-50 club. He just became the first human ever to have this stat as a two-way player. Elly Cruz looks broken right now. His power has been completely zapped. He hasn't hit a home run in months. His speed is dipping as well. Reds fans are like, what are they hiding from us? Maybe he needs a break like Anthony Volpe, who started for the first time in a while yesterday, and he had a great game. Cal Raleigh and the Mariners are trying for 10 wins in a row. Cal wants history, and Canzone, Dom Canzone, he wants 3 home runs in one game. Kerry Carpenter, I mean, you might as well call him Barry Bonds whenever he faces the Guardians. He hurt me again. And Chris Sale, man, he keeps on getting better and better as he's approaching age 37. We'll talk about all of that and more in today's MLB recap. But before we get into all of the highlights, I just want to remind you guys to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek. And if you've never tried Underdog Fantasy, when you download it today, they're going to give you $50 if you put in 5 with code Fuzzy. And if you want to watch more baseball with me, check out playback.tv/the show. It's an app as well. I'm live with Cougs46 every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 4 Pacific Standard Time to 6. We have a lot of ball games to watch, so come hang out with us. There's no way that we don't start with the Mariners game as the first game of today's recap. Cal Raleigh made history with 2 home runs, but he didn't even lead his team in home runs yesterday. That goes to Dom Canzone, who had 3, and obviously second half J-Rod, he also showed up in this game. I told you guys last year about Dom Canzone. He has a 145 OPS plus after this crazy game. Cal, he just did it. He stands alone. Move over Mickey Mantle. 55 home runs is the most in a single season ever by a switch hitter. That is crazy. But now his eyes are focused on Ken Griffey Jr. because 56 is the most ever by a Mariner. And now he's doing it on the other side of the dish. 56 home runs. I mean, is Cal going to win MVP? Is he going to snatch it from Judge? And if you're not a Cal voter just yet, does he have to hit 63 to get your vote? Carter Jensen, he hit his first of 2 career home runs. Speaking of 2, Canzone, he hit his second of the game right after at a whopping 447 feet. There's Carter Jensen's second home run. He just kind of golfed it out. The 22-year-old was hitting 290 with 20 home runs before being called up this year. Dom, he just became the 12th Mariner ever to have 3 home runs in a single game. He has 8 base hits and 7 RBIs the last 2 games. The Mariners have won 10 games in a row. The Yankees were the only other team in baseball to get to double digits, but their bullpen blew this game. We're going to skip to the second after a few runs were scored. Volpe, he's starting for the first time in 6 games. He hit a double, and Wells, he missed a home run by maybe a nanometer. Trent, the big sleep as they're calling him, he did not miss this pitch at all. He has 31 home runs. After that, Giancarlo Stanton and the boys kept it moving. You had sac flies from Grisham and Judge to make it 8-1. Ben Rice, he laced an RBI double. Volpe got on base 3 times. He made it a 10 spot, and honestly, I feel like rest was all he needed because that shoulder had been barking for the last few months. Oh, heck yeah, I get to say it again. James hit another one out. Man, James Outman, I think for the 3rd time in the last 2 weeks, hit a baseball over 440 feet. The Twins, they're keeping their foot on the gas. Ryan Fitzgerald, he smoked a 2-run home run. There were some RBI singles, sac flies, including one from Larnach, who also launched a 430-foot rocket off of David Bednar. It's now a 1-run game, and I lied to you guys to begin this game. They almost blew it. David Bednar now has 25 saves. The bullpen, they got a course correct. Not only the Yankees bullpen, but the Dodgers. We'll talk about them later. The wild card races are heating up in the American League and the NL. We'll talk about some NL teams later, but I did forget to mention that the Jays have the 2nd best win streak in baseball behind the Mariners, so the Yankees, they just cannot gain any ground. Addison Barger gave the Jays an early lead. Springer and Vladdy then peppered a few baseballs. They extended it to 4 runs. Both Springer and Vladdy had multiple base hits, and they're both hitting over 300 this season. They have been incredible. Brandon Lowe, did he just nudge out a 3-run home run? Now, it looked like fan interference at first. They kept it a home run, so it is a 3-run home run for Brandon Lowe. Nathan, he couldn't rob it, so he hit one instead. Josh Lowe just missed it. They had to review this one as well, but they actually called no home run at first. They reversed it after seeing the glove hit the baseball first before the fan. Joey Loperfido with another no-doubter. He's hitting 350 with 4 home runs in his first 92 at-bats this year. The Rays, they did rally a little bit. Tristan Gray in the 8th inning. Sir Anthony completely folded. Hoffman, he really had... Okay, even Hoffman isn't getting outs now. Brandon Lowe secured his 4th RBI, but Hoffman, he did settle in. He struck out the final 2 hitters for his 31st save. The Jays have won 6 in a row. I'm not saying this is a must-win game for the Red Sox, but it's kind of a must-win game because they have not been the same same since Roman Anthony went out. If they lose and the Astros win after this next game, the Astros will be in the second wildcard spot, not the Red Sox anymore. Thankfully, if you're a Red Sox fan, Lawrence Butler committed an error, so Rob Refsnyder, he's allowed to score. Narvaez, he does not get the RBI, but 26 doubles and a near 110 OPS plus as a catcher. A rookie catcher is pretty insane. You know what else is insane? Stealing 30 consecutive bases to begin a season. Trevor Story now has a career-high 30. He has not been caught once this time. Vince Coleman, by the way, owns the record with 44 straight stolen bases in 1989. Connelly early, I gotta shout this kid out again. He used all of his pitch mix to get 7 more strikeouts across 5 shutty. He has 18 strikeouts his first 10 innings. The lefty is disgusting. Now, he did allow Jay Willie, Jacob Wilson a single before being taken out, and with 2 outs, Soderstrom skied a pinch hit double, and Wilson, he sprinted all the way around. Greg Weissert just, man, he folded. He absolutely did. He walked Cortez, and then Brett Harris, he laced a game winner. The other Harris, this guy's out in the pen, Hunter Harris, a double play secures his 3rd save. The A's have won 5 games in a row. The Red Sox are 4-6 their last 10. They're now in danger of being leapfrogged by the Astros. Texas is desperately trying to win a ball game so they can stay in the thick of things. AJ Blablo is, I don't know how you say that honestly. He had 7 strikeouts the first 3 innings of this game. Merrill Kelly, he looked bad again. He's allowed 19 base hits his last 8 2/3 innings. That is never going to cut it. Altuve and Walker had some RBI outs. Yanner had the first non-RBI out for the Astros. His double started a streak of other RBI knocks. Jesus Sanchez knocked in 2. Altuve scored a vital, let me repeat that, vital 6th run. And it's vital because the Rangers are storming back. Cody Freeman hit a home run. Jonah Heim, he did the same thing, but there was a runner on, so it's a 2-run home run. Josh Young and Adolis Garcia, they're clutching up as well. It's a 1-run game. It's still the 8th inning. Runners are on. Ducks are on a pond for, I almost said Freddie Freeman. Cody Freeman, he popped up. But hey, the Rangers got 2-1 again. Higgy's been really good lately, but he chased. Brian Abreu, he barely secures his 7th save of the year. The Astros, they leapfrogged the Red Sox. The Rangers have lost 3 in a row. They are in danger of now falling behind the Guardians in the wild card race. And would you look at that? The Guardians are now taking on the Tigers so they can pass Texas and gain some ground on the first place Tigers if they win this game. Added kid CJ Kavis, the rookie, he drove in the first run of the game. And this is why Gabriel Arias has gotten so much leash over the last few years, because he can go 400 plus feet oppo. We'll see that in a second. And he has a literal cannon attached to his body. The Guardians have perfected the relay to home. They're probably the best in baseball at doing that. Glaber, he just tied it up. But like I was talking about, look, if you're not looking, Gabriel Arias just went 415 feet the other way. Do you know how hard that is for a middle infielder to do that? That is rare. Oh, Naylor, he has an 870 OPS this month. He drove in a big 3rd run. Dingler, he had an RBI ground out, so it's 3-2 in the 9th. And did this... choice words almost fled out of my mouth. Kerry Bonds, just call him Barry Bonds at this part. He will not leave the Guardians and me alone. 430 feet on a 99-mile-per-hour fastball out the hand of Cade Smith. The Tigers fan base was going crazy, and rightfully so. Luckily for me, they were quickly shut up. I think the stadium was empty by the time that the top of the 10th was over. Quan had a double. Angel Martinez had a triple. J-Ram had a double as well. I think Arias drove in 1 or 2 more. I think he had either a 2 or 3 RBI game. I can't remember. Torkelson kind of scared me a little bit because he pelted a 2-run home run, but the Guardians, they do in fact win their 5th game in a row. They're 9-1 over the last 10 games, and they're now 2.5 games back of the Red Sox for the final wild card spot. So I hate saying this because my editor is a Red Sox fan. I need Boston to keep on losing. So we basically just recapped the entirety of the AL wildcard race. The National League wildcard is just as crazy. This is a battle of the streaks. If Arizona wins, they'll win 4 in a row and be closer to the Mets. If the Giants lose, they'll be losers of 4 in a row and fall even further behind. This was needed for the Giants. It was a quick start as Chapman lifted a sac fly. Devers advanced on that throw, which ended up being really smart because Wilmer, he had an RBI to right field. There's no way Devers scores on that, but he would have scored regardless. Gerard, he hit a 2-run double. Erod is getting torched in this game, but the Snakes are not going anywhere. Blaze Alexander, he's been, honestly, really impressive this year. He ripped an RBI, and then Adrian Del Castillo ripped a home run. It is now a 1-run game when Wilmer hit a whale of a home run. It was 415 feet. I know it only left, but you really have to dent a baseball in Arizona, especially that direction, to get it to leave. Cattell, he made it 5-4, and Corbin, the score is knotted at 5-5. He had 3 more base hits in this game. Wilmer, wait. We have to do a replay of this because I thought he touched first for the double play. No double play. Lawlar, he can now tap it, but Blaze Alexander was called for interference, so it's still 5-5 in the 9th inning. Lawlar's up again. And, oh no, Ryan Walker missed it. Lawlar walks it off with an RBI tapper. I can't find a video, but Ryan Walker, he was raging in the dugout. He's throwing gloves and everything. The Diamondbacks have won 4 in a row, and they need a Mets L. The Giants have lost 4, and they need the same thing. Same with the Reds. They could use a Mets L. We'll get into the Reds game after this Mets and Padres game. The schedule makers, they were cooking in the offseason when they made this. Francisco Lindor's wife is doing the anthem on the violin, so the vibes were higher early. Just like the Giants, they scored a ton early. Nimmo and McNeil, they drove in the first few. Jeff's was a 2-run double. Brett Beatty, I don't want to jinx it actually, but I'm going to say he's legit. He's hitting .325 with the .920 OPS his last 34 games. He also has not been a butcher this year. He has 5 defensive run saves. Now, that home run started a full-blown home run derby. Jackson Merrill, the Merrill Madness, was back. He has 14. Then Francisco Lindor and Pete went yard in the second inning. Lindor is 3 home runs away from back-to-back 30-30 seasons. Pete Alonso now has 35 home runs and 118 RBIs. The Crone Zone bounce back continued with another home run. He has a 115 OPS plus. Mullins, he's a free agent after this season, so he's got to re-break out. He was awesome for the first month or two. That's his first home run in 26 games. Freddie Freeman, the 7th home run in a row in this game. As Manaea, he was able to go the final 5 innings. He goes the distance with just that 1 earned run. The Mets have won 2 in a row. They're 1.5 games ahead of the Diamondbacks. Okay, here we go, Cincinnati Reds. It is time to nut up or shut up. The Giants already lost, so did the Diamondbacks, so this is important. And they got completely dominated by the St. Louis staff. Arenado lifted the sac fly. Thomas Ajacey hit a line drive 2-run home run. He's going with the rare 1 batting glove. He's usually an old school guy. He wears no batting gloves, but I guess it's been lucky as of late. The exit velocities and sprint speeds are both above average for the 23-year-old. I like Thomas Ajacey. Michael McGreevy had 6 strikeouts over 7 shutty. He sailed through with ease. He struck out the side in the 7th. Elly was the final hitter for McGreevy, and we'll talk about Elly in just a second. Riley O'Brien, who needs Ryan Helsley? He has 5 saves already. He shreds. The Cardinals stay alive at 4.5 games back. The Reds and the Giants stay tied. They're 3 games back of that final spot. All right, now we got to talk about Elly because he had 25 home runs and 14 outs above average last year. He was awesome. He has -4 outs above average and 19 home runs. But remember, most of his home runs came early in the season. He has not homered since July. That is not a typo. He has almost 200 consecutive plate appearances without homering. He's also hitting a awful .212 with an embarrassing .260 on base over that stretch. The bat speed and exit velocities are down. His sprint speed is also down a little bit. He only has 6 stolen bases his last 41 games. Is Elly in need of a Volpe type stretch? Are the Reds not telling us something? Because a lot of Reds fans are saying Elly is not okay, but they cannot afford to not play him because the Reds don't have an Aaron Judge, a Jazz, a Bellinger, a Trent, others to power an offense with a bunch of home runs. The Reds are bottom 23 in home runs, so they need Elly to pick it up and pick it up fast. Super quick before we talk about the Phillies and Dodgers game and the Ohtani history, the Braves are technically not out of it, and they just swept a doubleheader to win 4 games in a row. Now, I'm not going to show every single highlight in this doubleheader. Jurickson Profar put the Braves up with a 2-run home run, and Matt Olson just obliterated a 445-foot home run to make it back-to-back with Jurickson Profar. And by the way, 4 consecutive games that Olson has hit a home run. Kim, look at Ha-Seong Kim playing some defense. I still cannot believe that he's a Brave. The former Angel, Jose Suarez, he struck out, 8 through 7. He looked fantastic in his first start this year. Rizal now has 250 saves for his career after he converted his 26th of the season. Game 2 was all about the lefties. Mackenzie Gore, he has a 10.5 strikeouts per 9 after going 5 1/3 scoreless with 5 strikeouts. But that 10.5 almost seems like nothing compared to Sale's almost 12 strikeouts per 9. He almost went 8 perfect innings with 9 strikeouts. He left the game with 3 base hits, no walks. He has a 2.3 ERA with 150 strikeouts and 115 innings. He's 36, approaching 37. I mean, he's getting better and better, and I do feel bad that he didn't get the W. This one needed extras because Ronald, he saved it in the 9th inning. He extends the game with a web gem. Drake Baldwin, he loves that because now he gets more at-bats. Same with Matt Olson. Olson, he cleared the bases with a triple. He has 10 RBIs with 8 extra base hits his last 5 games. Since the Freddie Freeman departure, Matt Olson actually has more WAR on Baseball Reference than Freddie Freeman. Now, Freddie's ahead in categories like batting average and OPS, but Olson beats him in RBIs and defense. So honestly, it's a great move for both sides. Ohtani threw 5 no-hit innings as he created another 50-50 club. This guy is a freak, and now he's got a lead. Alex Call, he's always been way better versus lefties. Enrique Hernandez, he just lifted a 2-run home run. Now back to Shohei the Unicorn. He was throwing 100-mile-per-hour fastballs. His curveball was weird in this game. I don't know if he's ever done this, but his curveball at some points points was mid-80s, and then he would drop it down to low 70s. Again, he went 5 no-hit frames. He has 54 strikeouts in 41 innings on the bump. The no-no was broken, and the Phillies went off for 3 consecutive base hits, and now it's time for the two-timer to end the shutout. Bryce Harper ripped a 2-run double. Marsh, oh my, I think this is leaving. It is. It's 5-4 Phillies on Marsh's 11th home run. He's batting .336 with a near 1,000 OPS since late July. Max Kepler, he's another Philly that has just been way better. Same with Bryson Stott. Ohtani, I got to talk about this. I have to. 50th home run of the season. He is the first human ever, even Babe Ruth didn't do this, to have 50 home runs in the batter's box and 50 strikeouts on the mound in the exact same season. This is his second time making a 50-50 club. He did it last year with 50 home runs, 50 stolen bases. He also just became the first player since A-Rod to have back-to-back 50 home run seasons. Alex Call, he made it 6-6 with his second RBI, but Rafael Marchand, he proved that baseball is a game of inches. It barely left. The bullpen for the Dodgers has been horrific, as well as the Yankees. They got to fix that in these next few weeks before the playoffs. Johan Duran now has 31 saves, but I do have to ask, if you're a Dodgers fan, what's your level of worry heading into October because of that bullpen? For the first time in Paul Skenes' career, he gave up multiple runs in the first. Michael Busch almost left the stadium. Again, Skenes is a righty. I've said this before. Just pencil in Michael Busch having an RBI extra base hit. If a righty is on the bump, that's his 29th home run. PCA, he is 1 away from 90 RBIs after he poked one through. O'Neal Cruz, he missed a 2-run home run off the nasty rookie Cade Horton by a few inches. It's an RBI triple. Cade shut it down after that, though. Happ and PCA, they both lifted some sac flies, so PCA officially has 90 RBIs. Cade had 6 strikeouts, just a 1 earned run. He's 11-4 with a dazzling 2.6 ERA. The Cubs bullpen allowed 1 base hit the final 4. Brad Keller had 2 strikeouts in his 3rd save of the year. The Cubs' magic number is down to 1. The magic number for Mike Trout is also 1, not playoffs or anything, but he's 1 away from 400. Unfortunately, he did not get there in this game. The Brewers' magic number is 0 because they've already clinched. Yelich, I mean, that's an RBI double for his 97th RBI. Caden Dana, dude, the Halos just suck at developing pitchers. Something has to change with how they develop starters. Caleb Durbin, the rookie who they got in the Devin Williams trade, he's been a monster the last week and a half. He has multiple base hits in 4 of his last 5, and he has a 1,000 OPS with a .351 batting average his last 21 games. Elly, he is officially 1 RBI away from 100 and 1 from 30 home runs. I'm going to tip my cap to another rookie, Denzer Guzman, his first of his young career. He's only 21 years old, and that was off of Freddie, so that's impressive. 10 strikeouts over 6, with just 2 base hits, is also impressive. Freddie is going to easily finish top 2 or 3 in Cy Young. He has a 1.7 ERA with 105 strikeouts and 89 innings at home. Christian Moore, another young player for the Angels. Again, they do a pretty good job at developing hitters and stuff like that, but the pitching just stinks. And then from there, the Brewers almost got to a 10 spot. Vaughn, Chorio, and William Contreras drove in a few runs. The Brewers have 92 wins, so they retake sole possession of the most wins in baseball, just ahead of the Phillies. The Angels have been eliminated again. It still blows my mind that Mike Trout has never, ever won a playoff game. Peter Bendix has already won the Luis Arias trade. Jacob Marcy, who they got in that trade, just ripped a 2-run double. Listen to his stats compared to Luis Arias. So Jacob Marcy has only played 44 games. He has a 2.1 WAR, 23 extra base hits, 29 RBIs, 10 stolen bases, and 3 outs above average on defense. Arias has the same 2.1 WAR since last year, over almost 300 games. Imagine if Marcy was still on the Padres. Yuri, he allowed 1 base hit over 5, shutout with 6 strikeouts. He also didn't walk anyone, which is big. Dane Myers, he's proven that he's an athlete. This is his first game back in 3 weeks. He's got a cannon, pretty good speed. Javier Sanoja, he had an RBI double. And Dane Myers, again, he's got a pretty good bat as well. Brenton Doyle took it back, so that's why he's won back-to-back Gold Gloves. Mickey Moniak, 3 runs on 1 swing. He has 3 home runs and 8 RBIs his last 2 games. Yankiel hit a sac fly. Mickey Moniak had a single, and Wagaman threw it to no one. Literally no one was covering. Karros, he scores for the 5th run, so it's a 1-run game. There are runners on 1st and 3rd with the destructive Hunter Goodman up, and he lined out to 3rd base. Ronnie Enriquez got that 7 saved by the hairs on his chinny chin chin. I mean, that was scary. We have another crazy comeback with the team that is completely out of it, but pride is on the line. Kyle Teel, this kid is an actual freak. He's a rookie catcher with a 380 on base. Jeremiah Jackson, he's a fellow rookie freak. Same with Samuel Basayo and Teel and Beavers. Also, I should mention that Gunnar Henderson has some RBIs in between all of the Baltimore rookies. He did that twice. Samuel, after the Jeremiah Jackson RBI double, hit a 2-run 420-foot laser. Again, here's Gunnar sandwiched in between a ton of rookie action. Beavers had an RBI triple. And then a no-doubter. I mean, is he about to steal Heston Kjerstad's spot for good? There was a... Wait, okay, that's a wild pitch. It's 8-3 Orioles. It's now 8-5 because there was a 2-run Lenyn Sosa single. And Benny, he officially has back-to-back seasons with 20 home runs. It's a 1-run game. Aiken then got Teel and Colson, so... That was a fun way to end today's recap. Some web gems, but thank you guys so much for watching. Again, use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek as well as on Underdog Fantasy. Check me and Cougs out on Playback. We watch live MLB games almost every single weekday, so catch us there. It's an app, it's a website, whatever you want to use. Stay safe and enjoy the web gems.
And here comes Miles Straw, covering a lot of ground. Breaks his bat, ground ball, nice covered by Mayo, and Kramer's to left by Ohtani. Into the corner goes Chourio. Chourio on the move. He's there. Hit against that sidewall right in front of the pole.
Down to third to the backhand. Machado from foul ground. Got him. Good stretch.
2. Center field. Lays it.